Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Round Up, where we're going to cover some news from the last couple days. I did say I was going to wait till a couple teams did something, and the LPL transfer period ended with a lot of interesting decisions, some that will have possible worlds implications. First things first, RNG, they're tearing it down. They allowed Gala and Ming to leave. We're going to go over Ming right now because Ming has not been announced as, they have not announced where he's going. There are rumors, but nothing is official. He did 3.6 KDA, 76.4 KP, 194 damage per minute, 14 champions, 39 games. Ming is one of the best supports ever. Definitely in the top 5, at worst, top 10. He was excellent with Uzi and Gala. Nobody can take that away from him. To replace him, RNG have brought in 2 players. They've brought in Lamau. Lamau had a 2.9 KDA, 71.8 KP, 170 damage per minute, 10 champions in 21 games with LNG last year. He did sign with BLG for their playoff run, I think to help them with scrims. But the fact of the matter is, he did not play for them, and these stats are from when he was with LNG in 2022. In addition to bringing in Lamau, they've also signed Lele. Lele, I guess, formerly was with RNG in their academy system, but he only has played one split in the LPL with FPX last split. 3.1 KDA, 81.2 KP. So very involved. Over 80% of FPX's kills when he played, he was involved. 256 damage per minute, 6 champions in 15 games. I imagine they'll go back and forth as RNG decide what they're going to do. They've also made a move and signed LP, or pretty much traded for LP, essentially. LP played for LNG in this past split. He also did very well. I thought, pretty much... He wasn't a rookie, but essentially could have been considered one. LNG were excellent. Obviously, Scout was exceptional with Tarzan, but the bot side did their job. LP had a 5.2 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 69.9 KP, 684 damage per minute, which resulted in 28% of LNG's damage. 23.9 gold share, 11 champions, 43 games. We're going to skip around the board for a second and go to LNG, who have now have Gala, right? So LNG now have Zika in top lane, who in my opinion was the best top laner in the LPL this past split. Tarzan, who I thought was the best jungler. Scout, who I thought was the best mid. Bot was where they had issues. Signing Gala is a question mark decision. I think Gala is better than LP, but what is Gala without Ming? We're going to find out. He had a 4 KDA, 9.8 CS per minute, 68.9 KP, so his numbers are a lot stronger than LP in terms of getting fed. 614 damage per minute, 28.6 damage share, so almost the same amount of damage share. Less damage dealt, but we also have to keep in mind LP was with the better team. 25.1 gold share, so a little more needy in the gold department. 12 champions, 45 games, so a diverse champion pool as well. That is the world's relevant move here. That is a big deal. LNG have gotten much better, at least on paper. IG. So, IG recently allowed Gideon to leave and the coach Joker. They have started to fill in some spots. Cryan was signed in mid lane, which I think means Dove is going to be out, but we'll see. 2.6 KDA, 8.1 CS per minute, 65.3 KP for Cryan last year with Ultra Prime. These numbers sucked. He was not good. 574 damage per minute resulted in 27.6 damage share, secondary carry. 21.9 gold share, 10 champions, 38 games. My assumption is he's going to play. The team has decided to have Rashomon as their head coach. He has a 40-19 record in the LDL. He was the coach of IG Young, which results in them bringing up Tinjian in the jungle, who I thought was going to be the case in place of Gideon. When they signed him, there was a lot of hype around him, a young stud player. They've also brought up Zhao Yuji. So Zhao Yuji was the 80 carry, and these numbers are excellent. I thought On and Wink did fine, but Zhao Yuji may be getting a look. Tianjin in the LDL had a 3.6 KDA, 604 CS per minute, 70.6 KP. He was a carry jungler this past split, which is hard to believe given the meta. 404 damage per minute, 19-1 damage share, 6 champions, 14 games. Zhao Yuji, his numbers are disgusting. A 631 KDA, 1054 CS per minute, 76.6 KP, 807 damage per minute, and over 27% of the team's gold. The jungle 80 carry duo had 46.4% of the gold on this team. That's a shit ton of gold. 5 champions, 14 games. So, yeah, I think both of them are going to be pushing for roles on IG this coming split, to say the least, as they try and recover from what was a very disappointing second half to spring. Rare Atom have decided on how they're going to replace Southwind. They've brought in Feather. Feather was with JDG Minor, or Joy O'Dream, or whatever the hell their name is, their LDL team, as they sell off actually both of their bot laners from the Academy system. A 395 KDA, 73.8 KP, 140 damage per minute, 8 champions, 17 games. He's going to be alongside Assam in the bot lane. Speaking of the other half, Thunder Talk. So Xzin, I don't know what his name's going to be pronounced, so I'm going to go, Onezin. Onezin has been brought in to compete with Wanfeng for the starting role. With JDG Academy, he had a 414 KDA, 1036 CS per minute, 67.8 KP, 634 damage per minute, 26 gold share is also very hefty. I mean, comparing it to 27 is something, but 26 is more than most. 5 champions, 17 games. Excuse me, and not only did they bring in an 80 carry, but they also brought in a support, Yuyanja, to compete with Yao Yao. A 2 KDA, 72 KP, excuse me. These were with, I believe, Rare Atom. It could also be LGD. I don't know which. No, Jin Zhao is there. Jin Zhao. So Yuyanja was with Rare Atom last year. 154 damage per minute, 9 champions, 33 games. So Wanfeng, Yao Yao have competition now in the Thunder Talk bot side of the Rift. LGD have made moves and filled in some spots. Envy from Live Sandbox. He was replaced by Teddy. He needed a job. He's went to LGD. The Korean import had a 3.1 KDA, 9.5 CS per minute, 64.4 KP with LSB. 543 damage per minute, 27.7 damage share, 23.8 gold share. Definitely the bot lane was the afterthought, as Willer and Closer had a lot of damage on the team. Willer had some excellent performances. Birdall also at times did well. But I always thought the bot lane was very consistent. I think Cal is excellent for his age. One of the bright futures in support in the LCK amongst many. I think he is just absolutely fantastic. And we'll see how Envy does without him. In terms of laning, because we have Korean numbers here, which is always better than the LPL, very average in laning. Down 20 gold, up 5 CS, 130 XP, 12 champions, and 51 games with Live Sandbox. LGD have also brought back Fearness. Fearness played with them last year. He played with FPX in spring, splitting time with Zhao Laohu. He struggled. I don't think Fearness is that great. LGD is probably going to be towards the bottom of the standings again. 2.5 KDA, 7.9 CS per minute, 56.3 KP, 400 damage per minute, 20.8 damage share, 20.3 gold share, 5 champions, 15 games. He's a third tier carry at best. FPX were a struggling team. And speaking of FPX, that's our final roster move. But LGD is not a better situation than it was when he left it. Speaking of FPX, they've signed Bonnie. Bonnie, also known as Peng Su, played with KT and KT Challenger. Did not play at all this past split. These numbers are from 2022 summer in CK. So he's going to probably compete with Hacker is my assumption. 4.1 KDA, 5.1 CS per minute, 71 KP. So, I mean, we're looking at facilitator meta. It is what it is. You'd like better numbers if you're at a lower level of play. 267 damage per minute resulted in only 11.9% of KT's damage. 18-2 gold share. On average, against against CK junglers, he was behind 30 gold, 3 CS, 45 XP, 10 champions, 36 games. I don't know why FPX are making this move, but frankly, I could argue that FPX, LGD, Thunder Talk have all made some moves here that don't make much sense. RNG got worse, but RNG don't have money, so they're trying to sell parts and pieces. So I guess that makes sense in a way. But Thunder Talk, LGD, FPX moves don't make sense. LNG becomes a team that has to be not only considered an LPL threat, but now a world contender. In IG, these are interesting moves. There's a lot of bright spots with IG's prospect pool that I think have to be respected, and I am excited to see how these players perform when given an opportunity. I'm not talking about crying. I'm talking about the 2 prospects. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you'd like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily content. I am going over my Hall of Fame picks from the Discord. So if you missed those, they've been uploaded the last couple days. The 4th one will be up tomorrow. Like I said, so subscribe, like the video, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and like I said, I hope to see you again tomorrow.